Do you really know what's in the condiments you use every day and how they impact your health? A few tablespoons of store-bought dressing can quietly change a salad's whole nutrition profile. A serving is listed as 2 tablespoons, but most people actually pour 3 to 5. A day of regular condiment use can add 30 to 50 grams of sugar, no dessert needed. The AHA recommends 25 grams a day for women, 36 for men. Condiments alone can exceed that. Ketchup began as a fermented fish sauce in Southeast Asia long before tomatoes entered the picture. Early commercial ketchup leaned on vinegar and salt for preservation, with sugar playing a minor role. Over a century, ketchup's sugar content climbed as sweeter recipes scored higher in taste tests. 1 tablespoon of ketchup has 4 grams of sugar. A typical serving can hit 16 grams. Ketchup often lists high fructose corn syrup and corn syrup separately, splitting sugar down the list. No sugar-added ketchup uses concentrated tomato for sweetness, bringing added sugar down to 0. Reduced sugar and no sugar added are different claims. One still has sweetener, just less of it. BBQ sauce hits some of the highest sugar concentrations of any condiment, built to caramelize on heat. Some BBQ sauces pack 16 grams of sugar per 2 tablespoons, and basting uses far more. One BBQ sauce can list 5 separate sugar sources in its first 10 ingredients alone. That high sugar content caramelizes under heat, creating the glossy, charred crust people expect from BBQ. A homemade BBQ sauce with tomato paste and vinegar can match the flavor with far less sugar. Teriyaki is one of the highest sugar common condiments, often 7 to 10 grams per tablespoon.
Traditional teriyaki uses mirin, a sweet rice wine, for a more complex, less aggressive sweetness.
Commercial teriyaki often swaps mirin for corn syrup, cutting cost but flattering the flavor. Sweet chili sauce lives up to its name, 6 to 8 grams of sugar per tablespoon. Hoisin sauce typically carries 6 to 9 grams of sugar per tablespoon, more than most people assume. It's a staple in Chinese-American cooking. 3 tablespoons of hoisin in a stir-fry can add over 20 grams of sugar to the dish. Plain soy sauce has under 1 gram of sugar per tablespoon, a clean way to add umami. Within Asian condiments, sugar ranges hugely, from under a gram to nearly dessert sauce levels. Salad dressing suffered most from the 1980s low-fat trend, which swapped removed fat for added sugar. Remove the fat from a dressing, and something must replace it. In most cases, that's sugar. Fat-free raspberry vinaigrette can have 6 times the sugar of a full-fat version made with olive oil. Oil in a dressing isn't just flavor. It helps you absorb vitamins A, D, E, and K. A clinical study found fat-free dressings significantly reduce carotenoid absorption from salad vegetables. Creamy dressings raise a different issue: high sodium and refined oils, not necessarily sugar. Most Caesar dressings use soybean or canola oil, plus sodium, emulsifiers, and preservatives. A basic vinaigrette needs just oil, acid, salt, and mustard. 4 ingredients, 0 added sugar. A shaken mason jar vinaigrette costs a fraction of store-bought and lasts 2 weeks refrigerated. Honey mustard is one of the most sugar-dense condiments, often double-sweetened with honey and cane sugar. Look, 6 grams of added sugar per tablespoon. Plain Dijon, or whole-grain mustard, has under half a gram of sugar per tablespoon. Worcestershire sauce delivers deep umami with a modest sugar content of about 1 gram per teaspoon. Oyster sauce brings rich flavor at roughly 2 grams of sugar per tablespoon, less than hoisin. Pure pepper and vinegar hot sauces add real flavor with essentially zero added sugar. Swapping sweet chili sauce for a vinegar hot sauce cuts 7 grams of sugar per tablespoon. Pasta sauce hides sugar too. Many commercial tomato sauces sweeten a product people assume is savory.
A half cup of pasta sauce can carry 8 grams of sugar, and most people use double that.
Traditional Italian tomato sauce uses no added sugar. Slow cooking draws out natural sweetness. Fast commercial production skips the slow cook step, so manufacturers add sugar as a shortcut. No sugar-added pasta sauces exist and rely on good tomatoes and olive oil instead. Cooking sauce pouches often use sugar for 2 jobs: sweetness and the glossy, thick texture. A 2-serving stir-fry sauce pouch can hold over 20 grams of total added sugar. That's roughly equivalent to 2 tablespoons of ketchup per person. A homemade stir-fry sauce with soy sauce, ginger, and a little honey gives you full sugar control. Salsa is one of the cleanest commercial condiments. Real vegetables, usually no added sugar. Traditional tomato salsa stays low sugar. Fruit salsas like mango add significantly more. Pesto is refreshingly simple: basil, olive oil, and cheese, with no added sugar needed. A good commercial pesto has an ingredient list short enough to read in 5 seconds. Infused oils and aged vinegars add real complexity with zero added sugar, meal after meal. Tahini thinned with lemon and garlic makes a creamy, protein-rich dressing with no added sugar. Miso delivers deep umami from a small amount, naturally low in sugar from fermentation.
Condiment serving sizes are optimistic. 1 tablespoon rarely matches how people actually pour.
Research shows free pouring delivers 2 to 4 times the sugar of the labeled serving size. Take the per tablespoon sugar number, multiply by 3 or 4, and that's your real intake. Measuring 1 tablespoon once against your usual free pour is a quick, eye-opening exercise. Over a year, free pouring versus measuring can mean tens of thousands of extra sugar grams. A low-sugar shelf built on mustard, hot sauce, oil, vinegar, tamari, and tahini covers most cuisines. The same plate can range from 2 to over 30 grams of sugar, based on the sauce. Under the NOVA classification, many commercial condiments count as ultra-processed formulations. The processing often involves extracted additives. A simple rule: if you can't recognize the main ingredients as kitchen foods, it's likely more processed. Make a habit of flipping every new condiment to check sugar before it goes in your cart. Rank condiments by sugar per tablespoon and a clear pattern appears. Mustard low, BBQ sauce high. Dijon mustard is the most underused low-sugar condiment, 0 sugar, and it emulsifies dressings too. Regular or reduced sodium soy sauce are both low sugar, but reduced sodium is better for frequent use. Balsamic vinegar has more natural sugar than rice or apple cider vinegar, from its grape base. Real aged balsamic is used in drops. Commercial balsamic glaze is diluted, sweetened, and drizzled freely. Kids' dipping sauces are often the highest sugar condiments in the whole aisle. Hummus beats ranch as a dip: protein, fiber, healthy fat, and no added sugar. Fresh guacamole has 0 added sugar and delivers healthy fat and potassium. A family of 4 switching to low-sugar condiments can cut several kilograms of sugar a year. Batch making a few sauces takes under 20 minutes and replaces multiple sugary jars for a week. Restaurant kitchens build sauces from scratch for better flavor control, not just for taste. A pan sauce from stock, butter, and herbs creates deep flavor with essentially no added sugar. A plain yogurt, cucumber, and dill sauce adds protein and probiotics with zero added sugar. Chimichurri, made from parsley, garlic, and oil, adds bold flavor with zero added sugar and transforms grilled proteins and roasted vegetables. The flavor gap between homemade and commercial sauce is often smaller than people expect. Taste for sweetness adapts. Lower sugar condiments gradually shift what tastes balanced, not bland. Kids introduced early to mustard and herb sauces develop more diverse palates than sweet-only eaters. A good low-sugar sauce enhances food. A high-sugar one often just masks it with sweetness. A minimal shelf of oil, vinegar, mustard, and aromatics often costs less than a full sauce collection. Start with a condiment audit. Check the sugar per tablespoon on everything you own. Swapping your top 3 sugary condiments often cuts more daily sugar than skipping dessert. Lower sugar condiments compound over time. Less sugar, steadier blood sugar, and shifting taste preferences. 5 or 6 quality staples cover more ground than a shelf of specialty sugary sauces. Ask about sauce options when eating out, and choose the simplest, least sweet version. Sugar hides in unexpected places. Subscribe to Grocery Science to see exactly where to look.